Welcome to the MarginBusiness Digital Entrepreneur Podcast. In today's episode, we got Stefano Puddu. Stefano is the director and founder of Ecompartner.global, and Ecompartner.global is helping brands to grow on Amazon Europe. Welcome, Stefano. Welcome to the MarginBusiness Digital Entrepreneur Podcast. Stefano, we are here in order to talk about you, about your company, and about your background, and everything in between. And let's get the conversation going. Please tell us a little bit about yourself, where you come from, what is your professional background, and where do your entrepreneurial skills come from?
Sure. Well, first of all, thank you, Omar, for the invitation. It's a pleasure to be in your podcast. It's always nice for me to chat with fellow entrepreneurs and share some of the pain and some of the pleasures of being an entrepreneur. So to answer your question, I'm Italian. Was originally born in a city called Cagliari, that's in Sardinia, very beautiful island. And I spent a big part of my life there, enjoying the good weather and the good food. But then at one point I went to Barcelona, and that was 13 years ago. I had a girlfriend at that time there, and my life turned for better because once in Barcelona, I was involved in an international community, started having friends from all over the world. And that kind of opened up my mind to the many possibilities that a big city can offer. And slowly, the entrepreneur spirit was started and was coming out, right up until in 2016, when I decided to quit my job and to launch my brand on Amazon. Of course, it took me a year of research and a year of reading books. I thought that I have to have everything figured out. Once I launch, I want to be the best entrepreneur possible. That was what I thought, but then I discovered that it doesn't work like that. You first have to throw yourself in the water, start swimming, and that's how you learn to swim instead of reading books on how to swim, right? So 2016, launched my brand. It was a pet accessory brand. I had a dog at that time. So my first product was a dog running leash, and I spent so much time modifying the leash and make it more beautiful, and the size and the material, and I really enjoyed the process of going through the suppliers and finding a logistic provider, and all the steps of opening up a company and copywriting. I was reading a lot of books all the time. Like I spent, as I said, 1 year kind of trying to get ready, right? Working on the mindset, working on like management and everything. But then also after I launched, I was still reading all the Amazon blogs, watching all the YouTube videos. And that's how my entrepreneur journey started. Wow. Even though before I've always had managerial roles in startups. So I was working as business development, marketing for different kind of startups in the health sector, in the travel sector. So I had already an experience working for startups, and I already understood what it took, right, to be involved in a startup, right? But of course, I wanted to have something for myself.
But it was always your dream to do something on your own, or was your dream to get a normal job? What was your thoughts when you were back in Sardinia?
Well, to be honest, I mean, I've always been a guy with a lot of interests. You know, I played a lot of sports. So when I was younger, I was playing basketball and doing tournaments and traveling, you know, so I was different kind of a competition. Yeah, that was driving me. And then I was always, I'm a very curious person. So I was always reading books about everything, you know, politics and philosophy. So I was always trying to catch everything, understand the world, you know. I was always the guy that you will ask, hey, what do you think? And I will always give you a different, or see the problem from a different perspective. But of course, when I was 20, I wasn't thinking about becoming an entrepreneur. Of course, if I had to come back, I would do that because now I realize how beautiful it is and how fulfilling it is, right? But at that point, I was more thinking of developing myself as a person and my knowledge.
Which is as well super important, you know. And then we can see already the shift as an Amazon seller. How did you got there? I mean, did you look at your dog and say, I need to do something here. I cannot. Your dog was running away, or what was the issue? How did you got there? That you?
Yeah, exactly.
Was it a practical,
or
was it more the business side? What came in your mind?
Both, because I was attending a lot of meetups, and I heard a speech about a guy that sold on Amazon and was trying to convince people to sell there, and he was mentoring them. And then I went to a retreat in Lisbon with guys that were selling on Amazon. And at that point, once I went to the product discovery phase and find a product, right? I had a problem. I had a dog, but of course, when you run with the dog and the leash is in your hand, it's complicated, right?
Yes.
And my dog used to run away, so I needed to have a leash. And at that point, okay, problem solved. That's it. I will launch my brand and have my product. You know, that was how it all started.
Okay, because you know, I always give that example. I've been speaking last week to in the Brands with Aggregators podcast, which I do with HiMac, to Aaron Cordoves. I don't know if you know him, but I'm sure his story, you will come across the story at some point. He actually invented. He was always in the kitchen in the morning, pressing with his hands lemons. Okay, right. into a glass, and he did a mess, because I do the same, you know. I know how it is, you know. And obviously your wife and everyone around is annoyed because it splashes everywhere, you know. So he invented something, it's a lemon press. So he's the inventor of the so-called lemon press on Amazon. And this is why I'm mentioning this, because almost every product or every product idea has something to do with the person itself, you know. So this is how things are created normally. I mean, back in 2010, you could have sold anything and everything, you know. But afterwards, like, if you stand with it and it's something you have invented and you have done, it's just lovely. It's just something you grow along the way, and you can really identify yourself with it. So you stand actually behind the brand, which is your case as well, because of your leash, you know. It's this is the perfect story, and what I'm trying to tell everyone to really consider things that they really love in their life, or that they really like to do, and to attach it to something they're going to sell later on. And this is the perfect example from you again, Stefano. So how did this went on afterwards? I mean, did you are you still selling that leash on Amazon, or did you add some articles? How does this evolve? How did this evolve?
Oh, the brand went on for almost 2 years. I launched more products, still leashes and harnesses. But at one point, after I started a meetup, an Amazon meetup, started meeting a lot of people.
Yeah.
And at that point, people saw me as the expert. So that's when I started consulting. And that's where kind of my focus shifted. Because I felt like, of course, at that time, I didn't have enough capital, right, to grow the brand to the level that I wanted to. I didn't have access to credit. And nowadays it's easier for Amazon seller to get credit. There are many companies that even help you revenue financing and all that. But at that point, it was kind of hard, and I didn't find a solution to get capital, right? Because an Amazon business is very cash intensive, you know, for sure, right? You have to reorder.
And very risky.
Very risky, exactly. Something can go wrong and you can lose, right?
Oh, yes.
All the money that you invested. And then, of course, there was the issue with VAT, you know, in each country, so fixed cost in that. And then I had an issue with suspension, so that cut my sales for like 3 months. Okay. So that really kind of at that point I stopped, and I thought, okay, should I maybe do something where I use all this experience I have now to help other companies, and by doing that I can support my brand. That was the original intention. But to be honest with you, once I started consulting through my network that I created with my meetup, and my meetup was just informal networking events for Amazon sellers, e-commerce, as well, Shopify sellers. And at that point, I felt, okay, I have all this knowledge. I can help people. I can get quick cash, because when you consult, when you have an agency, you do a service and you get paid, right? And since then, I just focus on the agency, on the consulting part of it, and I've enjoyed the process of building a team as well. And I've joined the process of building a service company, right? A B2B service company. As here I am in 2022, we have a team of 4, and recently with many partnerships that are starting, and many talks and many new friends that I've made in the space. Many doors are opening, so soon the team will grow. We are getting new clients. We're doing new audits for new clients. So I feel like we are in a stage now where all these years of experience can really compound and bring the agency to the next level, even though I still want to focus on offering services only for brands that sell on Amazon Europe specifically, because I feel that we need to niche down. We cannot be a generic agency, as many that I know that offer all the services, Facebook, Google. So I really feel this is our niche. We are expert in this. We are expert in, I would say, more account management. And that's what I like to do.
How can anyone get in contact with you who's interested talking with you? Or because it's very, like you said, it's a very niche because it's for the European market. So if anyone sees this and is interested in the European market, definitely check out Stefano's company.
It's ecompartner.global. Yes, that's the website. Thank you for the ecompartner.global. Yes,
I put it under the under the video later on. That's I mean, it's really good. The whole journey, what you described, coming from there, going to an agency, building the agency, because I personally think services is a lot better. I mean, no, you cannot say better. Maybe I expressed myself wrongly here, but it's different from selling online, because I personally like to be free, and having products is something physical. So you always, like you say, you can always lose it at any moment. So services is good, e-commerce is good as well, but mixing them up together I would not do, because it's like you said already, because I think it's important to concentrate on one thing, because these two together already, service is already, I would say, it's a hard business. You have to be up to date. You really need to work hard. And for e-commerce, it's the same. So if you do them both, I think it's quite challenging if you would do them both at the same time.
Yes, 100%. I agree with that. And also, I think the journey is just great. When I hear some like 20 years old, I think that it's just about getting money from an angel and then you become an entrepreneur. I just because at the end of the day, I understand like how beautiful it is to grow as a person, because I really interpret being an entrepreneur as growing as a person, personal development, understanding how your mind works, your emotions, understanding how to manage people, understand how to find clients, how to organize. It's everything that really gives you a lot of set skills that can put you in the right track. One day, maybe to even have a bigger company or offering a different services, all the skills that we learn in our B2B agency, they're just great. It's really a great gym, in my opinion.
Yeah, you need to learn. That's the main essence. You can never say, I know how that works. You cannot say that, because tomorrow Amazon has new rules. Tomorrow, other people will work faster than you. Everything is possible. This business is very fast, and we have to really educate ourselves every day in order to keep up, because like I said, it's not too easy. Nothing is easy. Nothing comes for free. But you love what you do. I love what I do. And this is the reason why we are still here and keep pushing. And obviously, you need to grow. There is no other way. There is no sliding. There is sliding through. There is only growth. There is nothing else. 100%. So I really think this is a really nice story. Just one more question I have for you. What is your message to any entrepreneur out there who has his business, or maybe an entrepreneur who wants to start a business, who's not really an entrepreneur yet?
Well, first of all, understand that this is a marathon, even though sometimes you feel like you're sprinting, and you have to sprint sometimes. It's a sprint within a marathon, something like that, to put it in like in a sport perspective, right? And make sure during the marathon, sometimes to stop, reevaluate, and see if you're going in the right direction or in the wrong one. Like get that perspective where you can kind of see yourself from above, right? And seeing if the direction you're going is the right one. Okay, maybe the marathon is not the best analogy. It's more like I don't know, leader, treasure hunting in the mountains. I don't know. There are many that I can use, but it's just, first of all, as you said, do something that you really like. Find a reason to do it, because your why is super important. I read a book called Find Your Why. If you don't have your why, you have to push yourself, but there has to be a goal that pulls you in, right? That's very important. The difference between you pushing and something pulling you, right? So mindset, goals, vision, of course, is important, but also, as you said, being able to change, being able to pivot, because we don't have all the answers figured out. I read a great article the other day saying that usually new entrepreneurs believe that they have to have a vision, they have to have angel investors, great team, and the best school, coming in from the best school, and that will make it. But in reality, it's more about getting hit by the market each day and understanding why is the market hitting you and how you can change either your product or your service to better adapt to what actually the clients are asking for. You know, like talk with the clients, understand if you sell a service, try to do something different, try to niche down maybe. You know, there's always a component of that, because the perfect business in the wrong environment at the wrong time will have problems.
Definitely. I agree with that. And I will put this on a file and quote you on that. The last sentence. I like it, you know, I really like it. Yeah. Thank you, Stefano, for your time and your story, and definitely all the best with your agency. And I'm sure, like I said, you need to grow. So there is no other way. I'm sure we're going to grow in any way. We do the best. We work towards it, and let's speak in the future soon.
Thank you, Omar, for inviting me. It was a pleasure.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.